Hi guys, and welcome to today's video where we will be opening this package that I have bought. I bought this from an auction. I've used this auction many times to buy things from. And in this case, that was a good pun and you'll see why. This PC case was listed on there as a PC case, but when I looked at the photographs, I noticed that you can see that there is a motherboard in it and a power supply, so I gambled on the fact that this is actually a PC. I paid this much for it. I forgot how much I paid, so I'm going to have to look that up. So that's why this much. We're going to open it. We're going to have a visual inspection of it. And then we'll see that it works. That's always a good thing to make sure it works. And if it works, I might, I've got a graphics card I might be able to put in it. And maybe we can see how it games. That might be another video. This might just be the unboxing and testing whether it works. I don't really have a plan. I just want to open this. And now we need the large knife. Oh god, that cut so nicely. That was beautiful. It's not a particularly expensive case or anything like that, so the case isn't worth a huge amount, but as long as the case is intact, that's useful. As long as the PC works, again, useful. Maybe some of it doesn't work, maybe that's why it ended up in this auction. I do not know. And hopefully it's been well packaged enough to have survived its trip. That looks alright. That looks okay so far. I mean, it is packaged with one piece of foam and then just like cardboard stuff down this side. There's foam here. Okay, right. It's probably easier to... There we go. Right. PC. We can see it has fans, right? So the pictures that I saw were, I think, one of the front and then a bit of the back, which you can see has a motherboard and has a power supply. Definitely has these two. But there was no shot inside, so I couldn't see inside the side of the case, which I can now. And there was no other information about what brand had built this or any of that. There's no real indication on there. So I'm going to be honest, to make sure that it was something that was relatively worth bidding on and relatively recent, all I had to go on was the fact that I had this motherboard. And I don't know off the top of my head every layout of motherboard, and I'm not able to tell you what motherboard that is, and therefore what CPU is in that motherboard potentially. I'm not that clever. Is that a bit dented? The top might be slightly bowed, I'm not sure, at the front here. Back to my investigation that I had to do. So I knew the case layout roughly, and I think I'd seen the box, so I knew the brand. So I was searching for I searched for the brand of the case to try and find this case, to see if there was any company out there that builds PCs in this case. Now, there was lots of just images of the case itself, and the case being sold for like 50, 60 pounds or whatever it was. But that's not the PC. So either it was a custom one that somebody had made and it just ended up in this auction, in which case I was probably never going to find out what was in it, because it could be anything. However, a PC company that I recommend a fair amount on Amazon, because they seem pretty cheap, called Vibox, or VBox. Didn't know this was in there, but this has come out, so it has confirmed my suspicions. They do build PCs, fairly cheap gaming PCs, but still good value, in this case. And I found them on Amazon, and I saw the case, and I was like, okay. And then I had to look for this motherboard layout, and I managed to find it and discover that it was probably a 1st gen to 3rd gen Ryzen, and it was on an MSI motherboard. So I managed to find out what the motherboard was, which means I know roughly that it's a Ryzen in here. I don't know what generation, I don't know whether it's a Ryzen 3, 5, whatever. My guess is that it was a Ryzen. It's a lower tier, because the fact that this computer doesn't have a graphics card in it says to me that it's going to be a lower end Ryzen. If it is that PC, and it is indeed working as it should be, I think I got a fairly good deal on this, which means I could maybe sell this and make a little bit of money if I so wish. Because honestly, do I need another PC? Probably not. Probably not, to be honest, I probably don't. This one has potential here. So it could be a Ryzen 3200G 16 gig of RAM, terabyte SSD. That could be what it is. Now that sells on Amazon brand new for £399.95. So I got myself a significant deal there. So long as it works and there's no more damage to it. I don't really see any damage to it, but there is this little bit of bowing on the top. But again, not the end of the world. I don't even know if you're going to be able to like really see it. It's kind of like here. It's like it's been pushed in a little bit. But right, let's take it out of the foam. There's nothing else. I got this little controller, like to do the lights, but honestly, like there's just this. It just is in French. This appears to be in French. So that doesn't really help me, because I don't speak French. This is an entirely glass panel, and you can just unscrew these. Normally, the cases I've used before, you always sort of screw them in the back, and then you slide them off, whereas this one is just going to like pop up. I can see that the power supply is called a builder. It's got the word builder on it. So that's a thing. Right. I mean, from the internals, there's not a huge amount to go on. There is some sort of something plugged into the hard drive / SSD SATA slots. So there's something in there. We have an AMD CPU of some sort, which again I'm not going to take the fan off to look at that. I'm going to hopefully just power it on and be able to look at it in the system spec rather than having to take the fan off, because it gets a bit messy. There are 2 sticks of RAM. Hopefully those are 2 8-gig sticks, meaning that it's 16 gig of RAM. I think I have a stick I could upgrade it with, possibly, if I wanted to. It does only have 2 RAM slots though, so I can't add any more. I can take one of those out and replace it with a bigger stick. It's not ideal. Ideally, you'd want to add more, but there we go. It's fine. Right. So I'm going to pop out a stick of RAM just to have a look at what it is, because I'm gonna guess it's 2 8s. That is indeed 8 gig of 3200 PC4 AFOX. Don't know. Never heard of those. Memory. Yeah. 2 8-gig sticks. So we've got 16 gig of RAM. So far, I'm thinking that I nailed the PC. I got it right. I'll get a little close-up shot on my phone of the internals of the PC for you as well. These are the sticks of RAM. There's the CPU cooler, no graphics card. That here is where there is some sort of storage plugged in, and that is the MSI A320MA Pro motherboard. And we got like the bunch of fans in the front, and we got the fan in the back. Oh, and here's the power supply that just says builder. I'm going to have to take the back off anyway to see what storage is in it. And then we'll find out what the power supply is as well, I guess. Right, what have we got here? I see storage. Okay, that's... I can't tell the power supply, actually. That's very annoying. I don't know what power supply is in this. We've got a lighting kit for the fans and things. I'll show you guys the back here. So here we've got like the RGB controller for all the fans, which is nice. And then in here, there is an SSD, which I'm gonna hope and assume is the terabyte SSD, which I was assuming it was. If it's the PC, I think it is. Does this motherboard have anywhere to put an M.2 on it? That's a good question. It does not look like it. That's a shame, because I do actually have an M.2 laying around, which I don't really need. It's only a little one. Could have put that in there, but... Right. Put the back of this PC back on. Okay, if I look right down here, see if I can get it, but the power supply is a 500 watt. There you go, you can just see 500 watt builder model, 500 watt builder. So, 500 watt power supply, not bad. Not a bad little power supply. Again, budget system, which is, again, why I recommend when I'm looking at budget PCs, because a lot of you guys seem to like the budget PCs video, or videos I make, whether I'm recommending for a game or for VR or something. I find that these guys at ViBox, I don't know how to pronounce it. I like ViBox personally. These guys always seem to have fairly reasonably priced systems for a budget. So something like this is a great PC to start with. It's cheap to get into, doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, but it does have built-in graphics on the CPU, so you're able to run games like Minecraft, older games, a bit of Fortnite maybe, on something like this then it has the upgradability in future that you can just add a graphics card later down the line, which is something I might do with this anyway, because I think I do have a graphics card that I need to test. So if that works, then that might actually be suitable for this. It's a good starter PC for people to join the PC gaming sphere with. Right, I'm going to move this PC now, and we are going to go check if it in fact does work. If it powers up, and then we'll be able to find out the CPU and the storage and stuff properly. But I think I'm right. I think it's 3200G, and it's probably a terabyte SSD. I've plugged in a mouse. I've plugged in power. Plugged in the monitor. I plugged in a mouse. That should be all I need to find out the things I want to find out. So let's try and turn it on. Okay, ready? Power on. She's on. That's good. That's a good start. Now, does anything come up on the monitor? Boom! We're in! I'm going to just finish this setup stuff that you have to do, and then we'll have a look in the system specs and see what we've got. I guess it's got a copy of Windows on as well, if you think about it. That's another valuable thing. Buying a copy of Windows is not cheap. Right, 2 seconds, I'll be back. Okay, after like 5-10 minutes of setting up, I am now into this system, and I was right. It's Ryzen 3 3200G with Vega graphics. So, what's it? It's like a £400 PC, and I managed to pick it up for much less than that. Look, I grabbed the bargain. I grabbed myself a little bargain, and the whole thing's brand new. I've messed around with the lights a little bit as well, just for fun. It's just on auto now. They're just cycling through whatever they want to, I guess. Now, what do I do with this? I don't know. Would you like to see me run some tests with it as it is, to show you what a very, very, very budget entry-level gaming PC can do, and then maybe I will also try putting a graphics card in and show you how easy to put a graphics card in it is? Because I have one that I need to test, so it would be nice to know whether that graphics card actually works as well. Maybe more videos to come with this budget build, and in the end, I don't really need it, so I'm probably going to put it on eBay or something and sell it, or put it on Facebook and sell it, and I'm not going to be overpriced with it. If I upgrade the RAM, if I add a graphics card into it, maybe then it'll be worth something a little bit more, but I'll just try and make a little bit of money off what I paid. So, I'm very happy with that. That is a positive outcome, is that I have managed to score this PC for much cheaper than it should be. But still, the price that it costs on Amazon, brand new, I think is very reasonable for what it is, and I have managed to get one for, honestly, significantly less. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more from this PC, then please do let me know. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!